Hello student, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Nimisha Jadon from School of Studies in Environmental Chemistry, Jivaji University, Gwalior. Today we discuss about the module Chemical Parameters number 4 under the paper of Environmental Analysis. The learning objective of this module included the determination of ammonia, ammonical nitrogen, then nitrate and nitrite, and the determination of phenol. These all parameters are comes under the biological parameters, and the various forms of nitrogen that is present in the water we can determine because they affects the human as well as the animal life. So the excess amount of this various parameters shows that the water body is polluted by the source of any industrial discharge or the sewage discharge. First of all, we will discuss about the ammonical nitrogen. In water, nitrogen is present in a different forms, namely nitrate, nitrite, ammonia and the organic nitrogen. But all these forms are biochemically interconvertible and are component of nitrogen cycle. But in water, ammonia is present in the surface water and its concentration is generally low in groundwater because it is absorbed in the soil particle and the clays and is not leached readily from the soil. But its amount is high in surface water when because of the addition of some sewer discharge in the nearby water body or through the any industrial waste which is related to the biological substances. The method of determination of ammonical nitrogen is two types. The one is titration method and the another one is spectrophotometric method. But here we will discuss about the titrametric method because it is very easy to perform in any kind of laboratory. So the principle of the determination of ammonical nitrogen through the titrametric method is that the sample is buffered and distilled and the ammonia is absorbed in the distillate, is that then it is titrated with the standard sulfuric acid. Here we have seen the table which is used to select the sample volume for the distillation of ammonical nitrogen in the sample. For the sample size of 5 to 10 ammonical nitrogen is present in a water sample, then the sample volume should be taken is 250 ml. If the ammonical nitrogen is present in 10 to 20 milligram per liter, then the sample volume is 100 ml. Third one is if the ammonical nitrogen present in sample is 20 to 50 milligram per liter, then we should take a sample volume is 50 ml, and then if the concentration is in the range of 50 to 100 milligram per liter, then we should take a sample volume is 25 ml respectively. The apparatus used for the determination of ammonical nitrogen is distillation assembly. This assembly is generally made up of borosilicate glass flask of 800 to 200 milliliter capacity attached to a vertical condenser so that the outlet tip may be submerged below the surface of the receiving acid solution. Second one is the Nessler tube for the preparation of the standard series, and the spectrophotometer is used to determine the absorbance of the ammonical nitrogen solution. The reagents required for this is the first of all is the mixed indicator solution. It is prepared by dissolving 200 milligram of methyl rand indicator in 100 ml of 95% ethyl or isopropyl alcohol. After that, dissolve 100 milligram of methylene blue in 50 ml of 95% ethyl or isopropyl alcohol. Combine these two solutions and prepare the indicator solution monthly. The second reagent is the indicating boric acid solution. Dissolve 20 gram of hypoboric acid in ammonia free water, then add 10 ml of mixed indicator solution and dilute to 1 liter. Then borate buffer is used to maintain the pH of the solution. For that we have to add 88 ml of 0.1 normal sodium hydroxide to 500 ml of 0.025 molar sodium tetraborate and make up to the mark up to 1000 ml. Then the standard sulfuric acid is used as a titrant of 0.02 normal. Now we have discussed about the procedure of ammonical nitrogen determination. The two major factors that influence selection of the method for determination of ammonia are concentration and presence of interferences. Where interferences are present and greater precision is necessary, a preliminary distillation step is necessary. For that, add 500 ml water and 20 ml of borate buffer solution to a distillation flask and adjust pH to 9.5 with 6 normal sodium hydroxide solution. After that, add a few glass beads and use this mixture to steam out the distillation apparatus until the distillate shows no traces of ammonia. Use 500 ml of water of dechlorinated sample or a portion diluted to 500 ml with water. Remove residual chlorine by adding dechlorinating agent equivalent to chlorine residual at the time of collection. If necessary, neutralize to pH up to 7 with dilute acid or alkali and then add 25 ml of borate buffer and adjust pH to 9.5 with 6 normal sodium hydroxide solution using a pH meter. To minimize contamination, leave distillation apparatus assembly after steaming out and until just before starting the sample distillation. Disconnect steaming out flask and immediately transfer sample flask to distillation apparatus. Distill at the rate of 6 to 10 ml per minute with the tip of the delivery tube below the surface of acid receiving solution. Collect distillate in 500 ml Erlenmeyer flask containing 50 ml indicating boric acid solution and collect at least 200 ml of distillate. Lower the collected distillate free of contact with the delivery tube and continue distillation during the last minute or two to cleanse condenser and delivery tube, then dilute to 500 ml with water. After that, titrate ammonia in distillate against the standard sulfuric acid until the indicator turns pale lavender. Carry a blank through all steps of the procedure and apply the necessary correction to the results. The ammonia nitrogen in milligram per liter is determined by the formula B minus A upon V, where A is the volume of ml of sulfuric acid used for the sample, B is the volume of ml of sulfuric acid used for the blank, and V is the volume of ml of sample taken for the test. The second most important parameter of in water is the nitrate determination. But the determination of nitrate is difficult because of its relatively complex procedure required for the nitrate determination. Reason is that because there is a high probability that the interfering constituents interfere in the determination of nitrate in the given water sample, and the second thing is that the most of the techniques that available having the limited concentration range of nitrate, so the determination of nitrate is tedious and difficult comparative to other forms of ammonium nitrogen. But the nitrate is the most highly oxidized form of nitrogen compound and commonly present in the natural waters. The significant sources of nitrate including the chemical fertilizers, in a discharge of chemical fertilizer industry, then the decayed vegetables and the animal matters, then domestic effluent, sewage, sludge, disposal to land, and the industrial discharge. The excessive concentration of nitrate in the drinking water is considered hazardous for particularly for the infants, because the presence of nitrate causes a blue baby syndrome in the infants, that is also known as methemoglobinemia. The growth stimulation of plants, especially of algae, may cause objectionable eutrophication process, and that's why if the once the eutrophication process is triggered out in any water body, the concentration of nitrate is much higher than the other constituents. So here the determination of nitrate is very much important if we want that, then want to know that the any body is in the excess of the limit of eutrophication or not. The method for determination of nitrate is available is known as the chromotrophic acid method. It is also known as the Brucine sulfate method of determination of nitrate. Particularly, it is a spectrophotometric method, and by this method we can analyze the nitrate in a very wide range. Now we discuss about the chromotrophic acid method. The principle of this method included that 2 moles of nitrate nitrogen react with the 1 mole of chromotrophic acid, that is also known as Brucine dye, to form a yellow reaction product having maximum absorbance at 410 nanometer. The interferences included residual chlorine, certain oxidants, and nitrites. Also produces the false yellow color with the chromotrophic acid, and they are interfering in the determination of nitrate in a given water sample. Addition of sulfite removes interference from residual chlorine and oxidants, and urea converts nitrites to nitrogen gas. The minimum detectable quantity is 50 microgram of nitrate nitrogen per liter. The apparatus used for the determination of nitrate is the spectrophotometer, UV visible spectrophotometer, in the range of 190 nanometer to 800 nanometer. The reagents used for this purpose is the nitrate free water. The absorbance of a reagent blank prepared with this water should not exceed 0.01. This water is used for all solution and dilution. Then afterward we have prepared stock nitrate solution by dissolving 0.7 to 1/8 gram of dry potassium nitrate in water and dilute to the 1000 ml. Preserve with 2 ml of chloroform per liter. That is equal 1 ml of this solution is equal to 100 microgram of nitrate nitrogen. Then we prepared standard nitrate solution. For that we dilute 50 ml of the stock nitrate solution to 500 ml with water to get standard solution, that is 100 ml of this solution is equal to the 10 microgram of nitrate nitrogen. Then afterward prepared the sulfite urea reagent because to remove the interference. For that we dissolve 5 gram of urea and 4 gram of anhydrous sodium sulfite in water and dilute to 1000 ml. Then prepared the antimony reagent for again removing the interference. For that we dissolve 50 milligram antimony metal by heating in 80 ml concentrated sulfuric acid. Cool and cautiously add to the 20 ml of iced water. If crystals form upon standing overnight, redissolve by heating. Now we come to the reagents used. Major reagent that used for the nitrate determination is the chromotropic acid reagent. For that we dissolve 100 milligram of purified chromotropic acid crystal, that is brucine, in 100 ml of concentrated sulfuric acid and store in a brown bottle. It is prepared every 2 weeks, and it is a colorless reagent solution, signifies the absence of nitrate contamination from sulfuric acid. And then after it is concentrated sulfuric acid is used for the analysis, and it should be free from the any traces of nitrate. Now we come to the procedure. For the determination of nitrate, first of all we have to prepare the nitrate standard in the range of 0.1 to 5 milligram per liter by diluting 0, 1, 5, 10, 25, 35, 40 and 50 ml of standard nitrate solution to 100 ml with water. If appreciable amount of suspended matter is present, for that before the analysis we have to filter suitably, particularly the amount of sample. Then after pipette out 2 ml portion of the standard nitrate solution samples and the water blank into the dry 10 ml volumetric flask. To each flask add 1 drop of sulfite urea reagent to remove the interferences. And afterward place flask in tray of cold water between 10 to 20 degrees centigrade, maintain the temperature, and add 2 ml of antimony reagent. Then swill flask during addition of each reagent and after about 4 minutes in the bath. Afterward add 1 ml of chromotropic acid reagent and swill and let stand in cooling bath for 3 minutes. Then add concentrated sulfuric acid to bring the volume near to 10 ml up to the mark. Stopper the flask and mix by inverting each flask for 4 times. Let it stand for 45 minutes at room temperature and adjust volume to 10 ml with concentrated sulfuric acid. Then perform final mixing very carefully and gently to avoid introducing gas bubble by adding the suitable amount of chromotropic reagent. Then read the absorbance at 410 nanometer between 15 minutes and 24 hours after last volume adjustment. Use nitrate free water in the reference cell of the spectrophotometer. The calculation of nitrate is done by the equation as nitrate milligram per liter is equal to matching standard into 1000 into dilution factor upon total volume. This volume in ml of sample taken for the test. Environmental significance of nitrate. Exposure to high level of nitrates causes blue baby syndrome in a new infant baby. It is a condition caused by the lack of oxygen in infants. The current EPA standard of 10 ppm is based on a 45-year-old survey of methemoglobinemia in infant. This blue baby syndrome is also known as methemoglobinemia. The maximum permissible limit of nitrate in a water sample is 45 milligram per liter. The second major impact of nitrate is on human body is the disruption of thyroid function. An important study by the Danish researcher found that the individuals drinking water with a high nitrate content exhibited a dose related increase in hypertrophy, a condition marked by enlargement of the thyroid, the gland responsible for many of the body's endocrine and hormonal functions. The third one important parameter is nitrite in a given water sample. Nitrite in water is either present due to the oxidation of ammonical compounds or due to the reduction of nitrate. As an intermediate stage in the nitrogen cycle, the presence of nitrite shows that it is working as an intermediate and it is unstable, and immediately it is changed to the either in nitrate or the ammonia. So the determination of nitrite is difficult in a flowing water body or a large pond or we can say a lake. A usual concentration in natural water body is in the range of some tens of milligram per liter, but the higher concentration are present in the when the industrial discharge involved in any water body, the sewage, and in biological purified effluent and in polluted stream. The concentration of nitrite is much higher than comparative to the other forms of nitrogen. So the presence of nitrite immediately confirm that the water body or the drinking water is associated with some kind of sewage leakage, or the it is linked with the domestic sewage. So that the present nitrite, because nitrite is only present when the sewage water is contaminated any water body. In chlorinated supply, levels of nitrite are often less, and very high nitrite level are usually associated with water of unsatisfactory microbiological activity. The principle of determining the nitrite is based on the spectrophotometric determination. In this method, nitrite is determined through the formation of reddish purple azo dye when it produced at pH 2 to 2.5 by coupling the diazotized sulfanic acid with an naphthyl ethylene diamine dihydrochloride, that is also known as NIDA, and this dye react with the nitrite at the particular pH 2 to 2.5 and produce a dark reddish purple color. The color obeys the Beer's law up to an 180 microgram per liter with 1 centimeter path length at 543 nanometer lambda max. Now we discuss about the interferences. Nitrogen trichloride imparts a false red color when normal order of reagents addition is followed. It can be minimized by adding NAD, that is naphthyl ethylene diamine dihydrochloride first, and then the sulfanic acid, and the ions like tin, gold, iron, bismuth, lead, mercury, silver, platinum chloride interferes in the nitrite determination, and the cupric ion causes the low result. So the interferences of the ions of such kind of metals removed by the addition of the sulfanic acid. The apparatus used for this purpose is the spectrophotometer or the photometer in the range of 190 to 800 nanometer, and the second is the Nessler tube for preparing the standard series. Then the reagents used for the nitrite analysis is the nitrite free water, then concentrated sulfuric acid, sulfanilamide reagent, hydrochloric acid, sodium oxalate, ferrous ammonium sulfate, stock nitrite solution, and intermediate nitrite solution. Now we come to the procedure. If the sample is turbid, filter through a 0.45 micrometer membrane filter to 50 ml of clear sample neutralized to pH 7 or to a portion diluted to 50 ml. Add 1 ml of sulfanilamide solution. Let the reagent react for 2 to 8 minutes. Add 1 ml of NAD dihydrochloride solution and mix immediately. Let stand for at least 10 minutes but not more than 2 hours. Measure the absorbance at 543 nanometer. Then color standards for visual comparison. For that, we have to prepare a suitable series of visual color standards in Nessler tubes by adding the following volumes of the standard nitrite solution and diluting to 50 ml with water like 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.4, 7 and 0.1, 1.4, 1.7, 2 and 2.5 ml corresponding respectively to 0, 1, 2, 4, 7, 10, 14, 17, 20 and 25 microgram of nitrite per liter. Develop color as described above. Compare samples to visual standards in matched Nessler tubes between 10 and 120 minutes after adding NAD dihydrochloride reagent. Select the concentration where the sample tube color matches the standard tube color. The nitrite nitrogen is calculated per liter by matching standard into 1000 divided by total volume of the sample. Apart from the determination of various nitrogenous forms in a given water sample, another important parameter is the presence of phenol in a given water sample. The presence of organic compounds increasing concern to the water industry, environmentalists and for the general public. The impact of such compound may differ. For example, petroleum products, oil and grease, phenol detergent. A variety of sensitive instruments have been developed for the determination of such kind of biological compounds, and several parameters considered to evaluate levels of the contaminants, because these contaminants highly affects the human being as well as the natural water bodies and the animal lives. Phenols are defined as hydroxyl derivative of benzene, and its condensed nuclei occur in domestic and industrial wastewaters, natural waste and potable water supply. Odoriferous and objectionable testing chlorophenol are formed as a result of chlorination of water containing phenol. Phenols may be present in raw water owing to the discharge of wastewaters from coke distillation plants, the petrochemical industry and the numerous other industries where phenol serves as intermediates. They are also present in municipal wastewater. The presence of phenol may lead to the objectionable taste in chlorinated drinking water, and hence its monitoring is essential. Phenol can be removed from the drinking water by the superchlorination, ozonation and by the activated carbon adsorption. Here in this picture we have seen the activated carbon adsorption procedure, in which the contaminated water enter into the chamber of activated carbon, which is working as a filter and provide the large surface area. So the water, when the water passes through this activated carbon, all the impurities or particles like phenol and other metals absorbed at the surface of activated carbon, and the rest treated water is passed out through the other end. So by this method we can remove the phenol from the drinking water. The principle of phenol determination included that the most of the phenol react with the 4-amino antipyrine at pH level 7.9 plus minus 0.1 in the presence of potassium ferricyanide to form a colored antipyrine dye. This dye is extracted from the water with the help of chloroform, and the absorbance is measured at 460 nanometer. The minimum detectable quantity is 1 microgram of phenol in 460 ml of distillate. This method is more sensitive and is adaptable for use in water sample containing less than 0.1 milligram of phenol per liter. The interferences which affects the determination of phenol in water sample included the decomposition of bacteria, then oxidizing and reducing substances, then alkaline presence of any alkali, then the pH value, change the pH value because the phenol determination is based on the specific pH. So any change in pH also interfere the determination of phenol. Then oxidizing agent should be removed by adding the excess amount of ferrous sulfate so that they can't be interfere in the phenol determination, and the sulfur compounds removed by acidifying the solution, and finally the stirring eliminates the interferences of gases in the phenol determination. Then sample preservation and storage. Preserve and store sample at 4 degrees centigrade or lower but do not allow freezing unless analyzed with 4 hours after collection. For the phenol determination, after acidification with phosphoric acid to pH 4 or slightly below, the sample can be stored up to 4 weeks at 4 degrees centigrade. The apparatus required for the phenol determination including spectrophotometer, filter funnel, Booker type with fritted disc, filter paper, Whatman number 40 filter paper, anhydrous sodium sulfate, pH meter or separating funnel. The reagent used for the phenol determination included phenol stock solution that is prepared by dissolving 1 gram phenol in freshly boiled and cooled distilled water and dilute to 1000 ml. The intermediate phenol solution prepared by diluting 10 ml of the stock phenol solution in freshly boiled and cooled distilled water to 1000 ml. 1 ml of this solution is contained the 10 microgram of phenol. The next reagent is the standard phenol solution, then the ammonium hydroxide of 0.5 normal, phosphate buffer solution, 4 amino antipyrine solution, potassium ferricyanide solution, chloroform, sodium sulfate anhydrous. Now we come to the procedure. For the phenol determination, first of all we have to place 500 ml of the distillate in a tube or a container, then prepared a 500 ml distilled water blank and a series of standard containing 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50 microgram of phenol. Treat sample blank and standards as follows. Afterwards, then add 12 ml of 0.5 normal ammonium hydroxide in each like blank, standards and sample. Then adjust the pH to 7.9 plus minus 0.1. Then afterward transfer this solution into a 1 liter separating funnel and then add 3 ml of amino antipyrine solution and the mix well. After proper shaking of the separatory funnel, add 3 ml of the potassium ferricyanide and let color develop for 3 minutes. The solution should be clear and light yellow. Extract immediately with chloroform and then let chloroform settle down and shake again for 10 minutes. Filter each chloroform extract through filter paper or fritted glass funnel and then the solution is make up to the mark with the help of distilled water.